Hey, what is up, everybody, and welcome to the ACGL Breakdown. I'm here with Mr. Tiano, and on the different side of life, Tiano. It's good to be able to see you again. How you doing, my man?
Nick, I'm doing well. Thank you very much for asking. And how are you doing?
I know I'm doing very, very well, thanks, Tiano. The reason why I want to catch up with you here today is to talk a little bit about COD Mobile, the scene at the moment, how it's growing, and of course some of your recent results from your side. I know you as a console player, right? And despite your failings as a no, I'm just joking. You were a decent player back in the day, but I know that
Thanks,
you've
bro.
taken the next step and actually almost gone gung ho with Call of Duty Mobile. So, can you maybe take me some of the thoughts of why you're enjoying Call of Duty Mobile so much at the moment?
Okay, Nick, obviously, the first part about it being mobile really helps a lot. With a console or with a PC, you're desk bound. And yeah, obviously being mobile, the games for free. So we can play anywhere. I play on the bed, outside. I can play on the toilet even if I needed to. So yeah, just the whole point about not being bound to a desk really helps. Also with being a father, sometimes I have to put my daughter to sleep, and with that being said, then I can still manage to play some games while doing that. So yeah, it's really good.
So the multitasking that comes with age as well, coming with mobile gaming and Call of Duty Mobile. But you've definitely stood out as one of the best players, not only in South Africa but in Africa as a whole. I
Yeah.
think you take with you a lot of game knowledge from the past and introduce that to a brand new scene, which I think is really cool. From our side of things, we've been trying to host as many Call of Duty Mobile tournaments since the very start of that campaign, all the way to where we are today. But I think one of the things that I want to find out from you is starting as a whole in terms of Call of Duty Mobile and seeing that growth firsthand from your side of things. Has it grown quite considerably, both from a competitive as well as a pure population base?
Yes, Nick, it has. Obviously, if I can recall correctly, ACGL started hosting Call of Duty Mobile tournaments October 2019. I've been there since the very beginning, and you can see definitely the growth and support from whether it is casual players and
Yeah.
then it really get to that competitive level and standard. It's definitely substantiated in terms of more growth and more competitive players as a whole. Yes.
So it's fairly early in Call of Duty Mobile's competitive lifespan so far, both from an international and a local standpoint. Where do you see the scene going?
Nick, last year we were obviously blessed with COD champs. Unfortunately, once again, Africa wasn't given a spot. With that being said, we still don't have servers, but we are very hopeful that one of these days or years we will be introduced into having our own server, and then later on, obviously being introduced as a region, an African region, to be able to compete in the Call of Duty World Championship. That's definitely the goal for us.
Fantastic. I mean, we'd love to be able to see that. I think Call of Duty, that's a theme that kind of resonates despite whatever
Yeah,
platform you're on at this point in time.
yeah.
Further than that, we did also host a recent qualifier for your team where they actually managed to come out on top. That's none other than AOH, I believe it is. Can you take us through that tournament and in terms of the competition or at least the competitive level, how did you find it?
Nick, yeah, my team obviously that I represent is House of Anubis. We a sub-Saharan African organization, so we've got South Africans as well as Nigerians, as we all play on the same millisecond ping level. So we've been around since day one. I think our team's probably been together for over a year now. So we are, in terms of chemistry and knowing how each other play and strengths and weaknesses, we definitely well-rounded. There were roughly two teams yesterday in the qualifiers that were a lot challenging, that being Incognito, also a team that have been together for a long time, one of the old teams. And then obviously the team that we played in the finals, Comet Gaming. And it was challenging. Some of the games were really sweaty, as we like to say. But yeah, I'm really excited for the finals itself, and obviously for you to be able to view and shoutcast it.
Yeah, man, I can't wait to be able to check it out again and see if you've actually got the moves to be able to match. From my side of things, I do want to find out what do you think is the biggest, and this is something I also asked the previous Call of Duty players in terms of the ACGL breakdown, is that what are you finding is the biggest difference in skill gap across the board when it comes down to Call of Duty Mobile?
Nick, so obviously with it being mobile, we're using our fingers. So, there's no peripherals as controllers or triggers, anything to obviously enhance, the player itself. So it all comes down to the player. We start off with our thumbs and then you move over to a three-finger claw layout or four-finger claw layout. Some of the players then are privileged to play on iPads, which gives them obviously a bigger screen. So I think it just comes down to, the time that you put into it. and the practice you put into it with regard to any console esports or mobile esports. And then with that being said, obviously, your device helps you out a lot. So us users with higher end devices, your iPhone 12s, your Samsung S21 Ultras, or your Asus ROG phones, your gaming phones, we definitely have that advantage, I would say, compared to someone that's maybe using a older device like a Samsung S7. So our frame rates we can push it up to the limits, max or ultra. We've got better graphics. The phone doesn't overheat as much. So there's a lot of factors involved that definitely comes down to, the player and his device and how he performs on the day.
So do you think, I mean, standing on that point, I know you're mentioning that from a purely mobile device, do you think it makes such a big difference that even if you're a new player with a lot of skills, that would you be able to hang with those other players? Or do you find frame rates as well as those smaller little differences a complete game changer?
Nick, you can say it's a complete game changer, but I still on the point that if a player with a lot of talent is playing on a lesser end device, he will be able to hang, as we say, and perform with those top tier players. But with that being said, the higher end devices will always outweigh the lower end devices, just in terms of the battery overheating quickly, and once again the FPS drop off the screen. So yeah, with that being said, the higher end devices will always have an upper edge on the players using the lower end devices. I do believe so. Yeah.
100%. I mean, that resonates once again across many platforms. We've seen that time and time again. The better your PC, the better even the consoles. I know when we were talking about the PS Pro versus the standard PlayStation, there was people having speculation over what was better back then, and I'm sure that you're well aware of that. But a little bit further than that, we were chatting before this call about talking about Call of Duty Mobile. What is the scene missing at the moment, and what do you want to be able to see supported a little bit more going forward?
Okay, Nick, obviously, and everyone can agree with me, we're definitely missing African servers. I think the lowest we are getting in South Africa is 78 millisecond, while obviously international and high up Africa, even Egypt, they're getting roughly around 60 and less. So African servers we're definitely missing. And then obviously just in terms of support from showcasing the talent and the games, we've had some phenomenal games, and unfortunately those games haven't been able to be live streamed. But with recent events, with obviously ACGL helping us out, and with the ROG community, the African mobile community, a lot more live streaming has been occurring, which is great. And we've been hitting 300 views, 350 views for some of our games, which is really amazing.
That's fantastic to hear. And that's also, I mean, you guys hounded me, right? I mean,
Yeah,
from that side of
we
things, you
did.
said we need a podcast. So it's coming.
Yeah.
So essentially, after the qualifiers finish that week on the Sunday, we're going to be hosting the broadcasted final. Essentially, there's going to be 2 semifinals as well as a final, so that should be quite cool to watch. I'm a bit sad that you won't be in the commentator booth with me, but I'll be excited to be able to watch. Further from that, I think one of the things that if you want to say, how do you get involved as a player? Are there Discord supports? How do you get involved?
Yeah, well, Nick, obviously, I mean, how I got involved was ACGL, So you hop onto ACGL, you create your profile, you go to Call of Duty Mobile section, and then there's a lot of free agent listings. So it's nice to communicate with other players and then, essentially put yourself into a team. Discord is also a great avenue. There's mostly 2 main channels on Discord. It's the ROG, Republic of Gamers Africa Discord channel, and then also the South African Discord channel. Also on Facebook, there's 2 big major Call of Duty Mobile Facebook groups. So there's a lot of avenues to be able to, pop a message there, say I'm a new player, maybe show your stats, give a little bit of a rundown of how you are and how a player you are, and, what you're looking to achieve, and then take it from there.
Fantastic. I mean, from our side of things, we'll make sure that we get those links down below. So make sure you guys check out the description box. And while you're there, hit the like button as well as the subscribe. But talking about a little bit of a YouTube dig there, if I can dare say, you've been taking a little bit of an avenue onto the YouTube side of life. Can you tell us a little bit about that experience so far and what your thoughts are in terms of taking that a little bit further?
Okay, cool. So, Yannick, I've always had a YouTube channel, as I think we all have. And last year, October, it really resonated to me. And a lot of people are asking me to please create content and obviously to record or live stream my games. Once again, obviously cell phones can't really live stream for long because the phone will overheat, as it's a lot of demand from the phone itself. And yeah, eventually I got into it. So October, I really, really started my YouTube channel, creating some content, mostly tournament games, tips and tricks videos, like top 5 best guns, my settings, my HUD, controller layout, if you can call it that. and it really blew off, Nick. And yeah, so essentially I was roughly around 100 subscribers on YouTube, and I'm sitting at 825 right now as we speak. So yeah, I'm quite chuffed in terms of how it's progressed.
That's good to see, man. I hope it keeps growing from your side of things. So, on that note, I'm going to say best of luck in the finals so we can call it short. I know you've got a lot of things to be able to do on your side as a new father yourself, man. I'm super stoked to be able to see your journey from the outside. But further from that, how can people find Tiano? How can they get hold of him, rather?
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, Nick. So I've got two main social media avenues. Twitter being my first one. It's just at Daddy Tiano. As Nick mentioned, I'm a father to a beautiful little baby girl. And then my YouTube channel is just Tiano YT, Tiano YouTube. And yeah, that's where you can find me. And thank you so much for the support.
Perfect. Well, Tiano, it's an absolute pleasure to be able to have you here on the ACGL Breakdown. Thank you for taking out the time tonight. I really do appreciate it. And best of luck once again in those finals. I'll be sure to be able to catch you. And who knows, maybe throw some comments there on the broadcast itself. From myself, Nick Holden, and I guess Tiano, will be catching you very soon. Cheers.